We have two new members of the council, and I just wanted to start off this year with the fact that last year we had a charter review commission that came back with recommendations. It was not voted on by the council last year in a positive way, so I would like just some input. Tonight is just for information on how we'd like to move forward this year on either doing this by city council, which there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can do this by city council vote, or you can do this by just putting it out as a public referendum. So, either way. So,
are you talking about charter review, the entire charter, or just the electoral process?
The electoral charter review as was done by the commission that was asked to do it.
Okay.
Right.
The only thing is that if you're thinking about reviewing the entire electoral process, you suggested redistricting. Redistricting cannot be done until 2010, after the 2010 census.
It wouldn't happen until the 2010 anyway, but it actually would not happen until the next 4 years, because you cannot infringe upon anybody's elected position. So if this was to go into effect, it would probably not go into effect until 2011, as a matter of fact. Because you have to start a process in order to get it to the point where the elected officials serve out their term, so that newly elected officials would be the ones that the charter review would affect.
If I understand your point, is that if there's going to be, we'll have a new census, we'll have new demographics, are we going to redistrict now, and when it might be changed with the new census? Is that?
Yes.
Right.
It would change.
Why are we even broaching this topic at this time?
Because in order for it to get into the system of having it as the next way people are elected to office, you have to start it at some point. It doesn't really matter when the census is, because it's going to change anyway when a census is, the same way as it does on the county level. Every 10 years it changes on the county level because they operate the same way. They operate by district.
So what is the proposal here to re-implement this or recommission this committee to?
No, what I would suggest is that we bring up the recommendations of the committee from last year and find out whether or not there's a consensus of this council to move it forward. And if there is not, then there's another way to get it on the ballot in November.
I just have a problem with that, because the entire committee from last year was pretty much predisposed to the ward system of government. And when reviewing the entire electoral process, you have to have representation of every political party. Otherwise, it's going to be deemed to be unfair anyway. And when you had a majority, I think there were only 2 Republicans, both inclined to favor the ward system of government. You've got to have some dissenting opinions on that, because I don't feel that I know there's quite a few people that just do not agree with this. And the other thing is, Marge and I just got elected, and already we're being deemed to be ineffective. We haven't had 30 days in office. So why can't, how do you know? I have high hopes for this council. I think we're going to be very effective. I don't believe that, I just don't know. I think we need better representation on a committee to review the electoral process.
I'd like to speak, and I don't think it's a secret that most people know I am one of the people who favor the ward system. I know you're shocked. And the reason that I do is because more so than political party, I think with the ward district system, people are chosen by their neighbors based on the neighbors' confidence in whether they will fight for the issues that are pressing in that particular area. I really don't think that, if there's somebody who lives in a certain area in the Heights who is a kick-butt person in terms of people bringing their complaints to and them getting them heard and getting things fixed, I think it will become much less an issue of what is the party affiliation. And I have an article here that appeared in the New York Times on January 23rd, and it's related to the village of Portchester, who has at-large voting as we do here. And it's been deemed to be illegal. At-large is not legal. We have to get with the times. You know, I want to pass it down so people can take a look at it. It's not a matter of it's not working.
Well, I have a comment on that, because under the board system as it was proposed here, you were going to redistrict. We only have a couple of wards right now that are dominated by Republicans. After the redistricting, those wards are going to be diluted, which means there will no longer be a Republican majority in those after the redistricting. So what this ward system will do is going to guarantee, absolutely guarantee, Democratic control in the city for years to come.
I don't see that.
Yes, it will, because, well, you know, some people...
That's not the purpose.
It
has nothing to do with party. It has to do with the people having issues and complaints that are never, ever heard.
Okay, well, if I don't see for myself, I speak for myself, if someone were to come to me in the city from the Hispanic community with a problem, or from the Black community with a problem, because I don't live in those communities, there is absolutely no reason in this world why I wouldn't put it back for them.
But Chris, we have 30,000 residents. There's only 5 of us here. Every community around us, in Middletown, in Kingston, every place around us that's a city has a ward system. They don't have a district system. This is like circa 1950 or something.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we need to do more study on what this really means, because there's some some apprehensions about what its intent is. The intent is to be able to have people's concerns heard and dealt with. You know, so we talk about the alienation and people feeling that they're not heard and they're not getting any way to have their issues addressed. It's a more direct way of having residents' issues taken care of. That's all it does.